Hey SASD staff. Today, per a request, which I was very excited to receive, I'm going to be talking a bit about tips and tricks that you can do in Google Calendar to make your life easier. So we're going to start out by going to Google Calendar. You might go to your inbox and then use the little apps to get to your calendar, but what I like to do is just type in CAL, and most likely it'll bring it up for you if you commonly go to Google Calendar. So that's all I do. You can also add Google Calendar as an extension here in the chrome.google.web store. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but to check that out really easily too, is you can just have it up here and you don't need to go to any tab to look at your calendar. So getting on with the video, here's my calendar. And I was wondering, did you know that you can look up anybody's calendar in SASD? Because you can. A little bit creepy, but also can be quite useful, and I'll show you why. So say your supervisor said, oh yeah, totally, we can talk about that. Set up a time with me, my calendar's up to date. And you're like, okay, your calendar's up to, okay, here's how you do it. So once you're in your calendar, go to meet with ... and search for people. And I need to find out if Becky is free. If Becky Egan is free. So I'm going to type in her name. I mean, she comes right up, but type in her name. I can get any of these people if I wanted to. So Becky, search. You can also put multiple people in. Oops, X out. Don't need. All right. So if I go to my daily view, I can see, oh, she was busy at 2. But yeah, I guess I could schedule something with her today, or if I go tomorrow, oh, I better hold off on doing a 3:30 with her. Better not do that. That's how easy it is. It's just searching their calendar and looking at whatever day you need to look at. All right. The next thing I have is, say I find myself accessing Becky, just to pick on her calendar like every single day. Like it's getting out of hand. I need to know if she's available to talk to. What I can do is I can go down under my calendars to other calendars, click the add sign, and do subscribe to calendar. I'm going to type in her name again, although it was right there, but just for this purpose. And now she's automatically, that's all I had to do. She's added to my calendar right there. So I'm going to go back to my calendar, and I'll show you that down here where it says other calendars. Why is this here? Where it says other calendars, it says Becky Egan. So if I ever need to just keep her calendar on, just to kind of know, I wouldn't do this. I would not do this, Becky, but just in case, check it on. Don't need it that day, don't need it for a while, check it off, but that's an easy way you can do it if you find yourself using that feature a lot. Okay, great. So now that we have that, that's kind of like tips number 1 and tips 2. Next we have tip 3. Don't you hate it when someone says, hey, do you mind scheduling a meeting for all of us, and we all have to make it? And you're like, okay, I guess I'll just take Molly's tip and look up every individual person. Absolutely not. Never, ever do that. That's a waste of time. You want to do create, and you want to add the people necessary. So add the title, let's chat, because I use really fun names like that. I want this to be tomorrow at 4:30. Add guest. Well, actually, sorry, I don't know the time. I'm just adding it. I'll make it May 1st. I need to meet Tim, Becky. Boom, boom. Now I can see suggested times. And it tells me, it's awesome. It's really cool. All of the times that these people are available and can attend a meeting. She'll just pick the soonest one of those if you want, or any of them. And boom, that'll be your location. And if their calendar's up to date, I'm sure they will attend it with you. So I'm not going to save that, not needed. But I hope that helps too. The next thing I have is your access permissions. So like I said, I can access anyone's calendar in SASD, but you can set up your calendar so that people can only see certain things. So if you go to the settings tab with the gear, click settings, select the calendar. So like mine would be the Molly Shea calendar. That's what I'm using for work. And then it's the second one down. It's called access permissions on the left, or you can just scroll down and get there. I can make it available to the public. I don't think I would ever need to do that. So I'm going to skip that. Make available for SAST. Yes. I want people to know when they can easily create a meeting with me. So I have that checked, but here's how you can decide, what do you want people to see? Do you want them to see blocks of when you're free and when you're busy? Or do you want them to see all event details? I mean, there may be a time when that makes sense for you. Like people, let me start over. It could make sense for you to have all your details visible, such as the title and what you're doing, maybe. But that's the time when you sort of have to be careful with what you're titling things and what you might put in the notes if it's more personal or more sensitive, like appointment information or something. So I just like to have it free busy. Okay, so the next thing I do is, but say like certain people can see what I'm up to because they may need to know where I am. Like say we were in in-person school and your supervisor may need to know where you are. Then you can share your calendar with specific people. So like if I wanted to send it to Tim, I could change it so he could see all of the event details. So like where I am if he would need to reach me. Or he could, or maybe I would keep him as free busy. Probably not. So that's a bit about access and what people can see. I generally recommend the free busy because it just gives people enough information to know if that's a good time to meet with you. So let me close out of this. Looks good to me. All right. 2 more things. One is the email all guests feature. So here is a meeting with some people. I just got to let him know something and I got to attach something, but I'm not able to attach it because I'm not the owner of the meeting and the permissions aren't set up so I can add something. So instead, I'll just go ahead and email guests. If you click on it, it's this envelope. It says email guests, and it will, you can choose who you would like to email. The subject will automatically be the meeting name, and then you can just type in your message. That can help when, say, it's a meeting of like 14, 16, 20 people and you just need to get a message to everyone. I wouldn't abuse it. It's my dog sneezing. I wouldn't abuse this by saying like I'm running late and emailing 25 people that. That's not appropriate. But maybe if you're the host, you could do that. And then number 6, which I feel like would be interesting to sports fans, but also like kind of sad right now because like no sports. But if you go over to other calendars again, where we kind of were, and I'm going to remove Becky's just because, oh wait, I don't know if I can. I don't want her to feel uncomfortable. Anyway, I'm going to add another calendar and do browse calendars of interest. Doesn't that just kind of sound interesting right off the bat? I know, so you can add different holidays or you can add different sports. Really interesting. So say I wanted to add baseball, major league. I mean, oh my gosh, you can add any of these. Gosh. I want to add the Braves. I'm not a baseball fan, so you can't give me any like heat for this, so it's fine. I'm adding the Braves to my calendar, and that's it. It already added over here. Isn't that cool? So when it's sports season, that could be a cool thing for your calendar, just saying. All right, well, I hope everyone enjoyed this video and gained something from it. I think we went over like 6 tips. Oh, and now I have all the the Braves on all of this. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to need that. I'll have to get rid of that. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next week. If you have any requests, you can either email them to me or you can ask me in my Google form. All right, talk to you later.